It's going to be an interesting undertaking today. I got out the giant soup kettle from the basement. We got vegetables from the garden. We got fresh cabbage. We are definitely going to have a long process cooking the soup today because the big burner on our stove, that sounds like something Medea would say. I miss Medea and her adventures at the monastery. The stove, the big burner on the stove is dead. So I can turn this one on to high. I can put my hand on here for an hour or two and nothing's going to happen. So it's not going to burn my hand because the stove is broke. So cooking this gigantic 20 gallons of soup on this little burner is going to take a lot longer than it is on the big burner. That's just science. The amount of fluid added to the soup is probably 1.6 gallons. It's a lot of stuff to bring up to a boil, that's for sure. So Tully, we need to get started. Now, one of the interesting hacks that I saw on the internet, and I'm trying now, is I have ice cubes in here and garlic in here. And apparently, if you take ice cubes and garlic, combine them and shake them, it makes the cloves just kind of fall apart. Easy peasy. So the internet recommended that you use a glass container, ice cubes, and the garlic itself. But the problem is, here in the Picker Palace, Tully, we have absolutely nothing pretty much made out of glass. Everything is either plastic, tink, or metal because, well, when you have autistic kids, Tully, things get broken all the time. Things get tipped over, things get dropped, things get smashed, things get thrown. So, yeah, I don't have any. This is plastic. So I don't know if it's going to work. I tried it a little bit, and it kind of worked a little bit. So I don't know if having a plastic shaker is going to work, but let's take a look and see what happens. Yeah. Well, it's kind of making it easier to peel off, I guess. It didn't instantly do it, but here I am, one-handing it, and the cloves are just kind of falling apart. So, Tully, I might be wasting my time with this garlic gimmick, but making the soup for the family, oh no, that's not a waste of time. I have a feeling it's going to be quite a bit of time before it's done. I wonder if I can start an upward counting timer to see how long it takes the soup to become edible. Right now it's about 10:25. I do want to point out that I have something new going on my new cell phone that actually can make phone calls. The cell phone in my hand right now is a brick. All it does is take videos, take pictures, and get me in hot water. There's something to say about having fresh ingredients. We got fresh cabbage in there, fresh jalapenos. My sweetie and I, we make a mean soup together, sweetie. We keep things spicy in the Picker Palace.
Heck yeah.
Delicious. I always wanted to run a soup kitchen. That's one of the things that's kind of on my bucket list. Having a place where people that really need a hot, good meal can come and get a nice, savory bowl of soup and a thick, stick-to-your-ribs sandwich with at least 2 M's. You got to have at least 2 M's in a sandwich to make it an official sandwich. If you only have 1 M in the sandwich, well, you didn't put enough love and fresh ingredients into the sandwich. So how long will it take this big cauldron of soup? And this is a mini cauldron of soup. Normally we have a cauldron of soup that's up to here. But seeing as we have half the burner power, half the horsepower on the broken oven, we're kind of dialing it back a little bit. So it's not like 9:30 at night before we're taste testing the soup. Sweetie, what's your favorite ingredient in the soup? The garlic.
Garlic and the cabbage.
And the cabbage.
The Thai.
Me, I like Green Lantern. And I like the ring. So, yeah, the Green Lantern jalapeno rings that give the soup the spice. That's my favorite fresh ingredient. All right, hopefully later on today, I don't know if we can put a timer that counts up on the microwave, but what time is it now, darling?
It is 10:51.
Alexa, start a count up timer.
Timer for how long?
Never mind.
You ask so much of it.
I do. All right, well, 10:51. 11:11's coming. That's time to make a wish. 12:12 is coming. That's time to set a goal. So hopefully by 12:12, do you think we'll be tasting the soup, darling?
Probably. I'll be tasting it. But
all right. Time to kick this bad boy into high gear. I had a talk with my mom who just came to pick up Garrison for an adventure with Nanny. And I said, Mom, you know what? It's been that kind of year. We need to take our loyal dog companion for a walk. But some people might say, hey, throw caution to the wind and let that soup cook while you're strolling the neighborhood. It has been that kind of year. How many times have we made soup, would you say, my darling wife, the wife?
All told, maybe like a dozen times.
My guess is 18. You know, I think we've made 18 giant cauldrons of soup in the last several years.
Hello, Moto.
The thing is, everybody's going to think that I'm paying $2 bill to interrupt my videos, sweetie. Because this is happening every time. He's my guardian angel. Hello, Bill.
You gonna watch the Packers at noon?
Nope. I'm going to take the dog for a walk, and then I'm making vegetable soup in the giant cauldron. But I had to turn the oven off because I'm going for a walk with my beautiful wife, the wife.
Yeah, otherwise you want to have a house when you get back.
That's right. It's been that kind of year, my man. So,
all right.
Hey. I don't have TV, so give me a call if the Packers score. Or send me a text when they score, all right?
All right, I'll try to remember that.
All right. Yeah, all right. I'll talk to you later, Bill. Go Packers. Tully. We don't tell everybody we're Tom Brady fans now, do we? Part of the tradition in the Picker Palace, I need to wash my hands thoroughly before continuing Operation Soup Kettle. Now I'm going to go one-handed, holding the phone, holding my sweetie's hand. She's like, ugh! But here we are, coming up on a familiar street. I don't think I need to videotape myself doing this each and every time we walk by, but throw up a wave, sweetie, a big one. Queen wave. Hey, that's a nice bracelet, sweetie. Can I see that? Oh, look at that. It's got a sunflower on it,
Somebody
sweetie.
gave this to me.
Who gave that to you? Who gave that to you?
My husband.
The husband?
The husband, yeah.
The husband. My darling wife, Andrea, just loves being called the wife.
Not even a possessive, it's just an article.
No.
It's generic.
Once an editor, always an editor.
I hate it.
Sweetie.
What?
Do you hate it as much as I hate the word condone?
I don't condone this conversation.
Oh, okay. I condone kindness. A new tradition. This is the first time my alarm has gone off on my new cell phone that works. It's 12:12. I had a conversation yesterday with my friend, $2 bill, at 11:11. For some reason or another, when he was on the phone with me, it was 11:11 in the morning, and I said, "Hey, Bill, it's 11:11. Make a wish." And he wasn't a big fan of making wishes, and I said, "You never blew out candles on a birthday cake, $2 bill?" And he's like, "Yeah, I guess I have." Then I asked him, "Well, at 11:11, you make a wish. At 12:12, you set a goal for Tom Brady." I asked Bill, "What's more important, Bill, making wishes or setting goals?" So the goal that I'm setting today at 12:12 is to make myself accountable every day at 12:12 for setting a goal. There's nothing wrong with making a wish at 11:11, but setting a goal at 12:12, I think, is what I need now. I need to set small goals, achievable goals, daily goals to get me going back on track, finding that right momentum. The goal right now is finding enough Tupperware. Oh, my sweetie's so beautiful. Enough Tupperware containers to house the leftovers. Sweetie,
Yes.
I have met my goal.
Yeah, dude.
Thank you. Thank you.
He's the best.
Time to take a look at the man in the mirror. Kind of, sort of. They say that a watched pot never boils, so I need to get out of the house a little bit. So my wife is going to keeping an eye on the soup kettle while I take a drive. I'm thinking about driving down the lake road, maybe driving through the wilderness, maybe to the monastery. See that on the ground? That's a shadow of the past. Now, right now, the Green Bay Packers are playing football. So I know there's a lot of security guards in Wisconsin that are probably got their eyes glued to TVs. There's probably a lot of security guards that are listening to the radio. There's probably a lot of policemen that are probably paying a lot of attention to the game instead of, out on the beat doing the good deeds that policemen need to be doing on a Sunday afternoon. Now, there's a sign very close to me that, well, I've been thinking a lot about that sign. And just because a sign is put up doesn't necessarily mean that it's correct or it's right or it's even lawful. Right now, I'm standing in Wisconsin. And Wisconsin is in the United States of America. And I believe I have the right to talk about darn near anything I want in the United States of America. That's very important to me. That's something that is important to the core of my being. Being a fellow that obsesses with living a life about telling the truth, well, not being able to tell those truths hurts the person that I am, and it hurts my spirit. So, if there was a sign 5 feet in front of me that said, "You are not allowed to breathe the air here," I would disagree with that. If the sign 5 feet away from me said, "You're not allowed to look beyond this sign and see what there is to be seen, close your eyes," I would disagree with that. I don't think anybody has the right to tell me to do that, to close my eyes. So, there are laws. I'm standing upon public property right now. And there are laws involving what it means to be on public property. And I need to learn them all. So that's one of the goals that I'm going to set for tomorrow. Because just because you disagree with something, and just because you tell the truth, doesn't mean that you're always right. Tomorrow, I'm going to start using a word called nepotism. My son won't know what that means, but if I had to describe what nepotism means to a 9, almost 10-year-old, I would describe it as nepotism is a way for some people to use something as a shield to protect and also use the same thing as a weapon to harm. I think that'll make sense to a 9 or 10-year-old boy that's obsessed with video games. So, things should be fair for everyone. Like the same thing should not be used to protect someone and used to harm someone else. Nepotism. I think Project Scootergate is going to involve the word nepotism quite a bit. I was looking on the internet of the definition of nepotism, and well, I like my definition better. I'm a sword and board type guy. Well, the watch pot did not boil, but as soon as I went off and did my good deeds at the monastery, sweetie, how's it tasting?
Delicious.
Can I get a close up of the? Oh snap, sweetie! Tully, I did good job, Tully. I made good soup. It's like super, super hot, Tully. I'd give you a bite of potato, but yeah, like, ooh, sweetie, warm. It's warm, but you know what? Nothing is quite as hot as my sweetie.
Be crazy. In a good way.
Her birthday's coming up, Tully. In how many days, sweetie? According to your math?
So I don't count today because it's not a full day. So 4 days.
4 days?
4 days.
29.
Yeah, I'll be 29.
29. Tully, how old are you in dog years? Yeah, you got to be getting up there. Oh, let me see. Oh, let me see if that potato's been sitting there long enough. Oh, it's so hot, Tully. Oh, my fingers are gone. Tully's a good dog. Sweetie, I am looking forward to the next season of soup.
Me too.